Deep in the waters of our world lives a creature that seems to have swum right out of a prehistoric nightmare. This animal is the lamprey, an absolutely fascinating and ancient fish that has been around for an astonishing 340 million years. To put that into perspective, lampreys were swimming in Earth's oceans long before the dinosaurs ever walked the land. They have survived 4 major extinction events, making them true living fossils and a testament to nature's incredible resilience. Their long, slender bodies and slippery, scaleless skin often cause people to mistake them for eels, leading to the common but incorrect name lamprey eel. They are in fact a very different kind of animal, a jawless fish from a group called Petromezontiformes. Unlike most fish you might think of, the lamprey has a skeleton made not of bone, but of flexible cartilage, a material similar to what you find in a shark's skeleton, or even your own ears. This gives them a unique, almost boneless quality that allows them to move with a snake-like grace through the water. They lack the paired fins that are common on other fish, which further enhances their eel-like appearance. Their most striking feature, however, is their mouth. Instead of a jaw that opens and closes, lampreys possess a large, circular, suction cup-like mouth filled with rings of sharp, horn-like teeth. This specialized mouth is a clue to their unique and often fearsome method of survival. There are about 40 different species of lamprey found across the globe, and they inhabit a variety of freshwater and saltwater environments. While they all share that same basic body plan, their lifestyles can be dramatically different. Some species are completely harmless, while others have earned the sinister nickname vampire fish. This diversity is part of what makes them so interesting to study. From the streams of North America to the rivers of Europe, these ancient vertebrates play different roles in their ecosystems. In some places like Latvia, they are even considered a delicacy, a prized food that shows how one culture's pest can be another's treasure. Studying the lamprey is like looking back in time. Their simple yet effective anatomy gives scientists a window into what life was like for the earliest vertebrates on our planet. They represent a crucial evolutionary step before fish developed jaws, a feature that would come to dominate the aquatic world. The fact that these jawless wonders have persisted for so long, virtually unchanged, is a powerful reminder of how successful their design is. They are survivors, perfectly adapted to their niche, whether that involves a peaceful life filtering food from a stream bed or a more aggressive existence as a parasite in the open water. Their story is a long and complex one, stretching across geological eras. Of the many lamprey species, about 18 are parasitic, meaning they survive by feeding on other living animals. These are the species that have given the entire group its fearsome reputation. A parasitic lamprey is essentially a highly specialized blood drinker or hematophagus predator. When it finds a suitable host, such as a large trout, salmon, or walleye, it uses its powerful suction cup mouth to latch onto the fish's body. Once it has a firm grip, the lamprey employs its rough pointed tongue to rasp or drill a hole through the host's scales and flesh. It's a gruesome but incredibly effective way to get a meal, turning the lamprey into a living, swimming leech. The process doesn't stop there. To ensure a steady flow of food, the lamprey secretes a special enzyme from its salivary glands. This substance is an anticoagulant, which prevents the host fish's blood from clotting. This allows the lamprey to drink its fill of blood and other bodily fluids without interruption. A single sea lamprey can remain attached to its host for a long time, slowly draining its life force. In their native ocean environment, where they co-evolved with large fish, their attacks are often not fatal. The host fish is large enough to survive the encounter, left with only a circular scar. However, when these parasites enter a new environment, the results can be catastrophic. This is exactly what happened in North America's Great Lakes. The Atlantic sea lamprey is native to the Atlantic Ocean and Lake Ontario, but for centuries, the mighty Niagara Falls acted as a natural, impassable barrier, keeping them out of the upper Great Lakes. That all changed with human engineering. To create a shipping route between the lakes, the Welland Canal was built to bypass the falls. After the canal was deepened in 1919, it created a direct pathway for the sea lampreys. By 1921, they were spotted in Lake Erie for the first time, marking the start of a devastating biological invasion that would alter the ecosystem forever. From Lake Erie, the sea lampreys spread with alarming speed. By the late 1930s, they had established populations in Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, and eventually the vast cold waters of Lake Superior. The fish in these lakes had never encountered such a predator. They had no natural defenses and were often smaller than the lamprey's ocean hosts. As a result, the kill rate was incredibly high, with estimates suggesting that 40 to 60% of fish attacked by a sea lamprey in the Great Lakes die. A single lamprey can destroy up to 40 pounds of fish in its adult feeding stage, devastating populations of lake trout, salmon, and other commercially valuable species. The life of a lamprey is one of dramatic transformation, a multi-stage journey that is as complex as it is long. It all begins when adult lampreys swim into rivers and streams to spawn. After creating a nest called a redd in the gravelly stream bed, they release their eggs and then die, their life's purpose fulfilled. The eggs hatch into tiny, blind larvae known as amocoetes. These larvae look nothing like their parents. They are worm-like creatures without the fearsome sucking disc. For the next several years, sometimes as long as 4 or more, they live a hidden and harmless existence, burrowed into the soft mud and sand of the stream bottom. During this extended larval stage, the amocoetes are filter feeders. They spend their days buried in the sediment with only their mouths exposed, filtering algae, detritus, and other microorganisms from the water. In this form, they are an inconspicuous part of the river's ecosystem, posing no threat to any other creature. After several years of slow growth, a profound change begins. The larva undergoes a metamorphosis, transforming into a juvenile that looks like a miniature version of the adult. It develops eyes, its fin structure changes, and most importantly, it develops the infamous circular mouth armed with sharp teeth. This is the stage where its life path dramatically diverges. Once the transformation is complete, the young parasitic sea lamprey migrates downstream from the river into the open waters of the Great Lakes to begin its predatory phase. This adult feeding period lasts for about 12 to 18 months. During this time, it is a highly efficient killing machine, preying on the region's most important fish species. It grows rapidly, fueled by the blood of its victims, until it reaches sexual maturity. When the time comes to reproduce, it is drawn by natural pheromones back to the streams, often the very same ones where it was born, to begin the cycle anew by spawning and then dying. Interestingly, not all lampreys follow this deadly path. The non-parasitic species, which make up more than half of all lamprey types, have a very different adult life. They go through the same long larval stage, filter feeding in streams for years. However, after they transform into adults, their digestive systems become non-functional, and they do not feed at all. They survive for just a few months on the energy reserves they built up as larvae. Their entire adult existence, which lasts about 6 to 10 months, is dedicated solely to migrating, spawning, and continuing their species before they perish. Theirs is a much shorter and more peaceful final chapter. The unchecked invasion of sea lampreys into the Great Lakes caused a catastrophic decline in fisheries, particularly the lake trout population, which was nearly wiped out in some areas. This ecological and economic crisis prompted a massive, coordinated response. In the 1950s, the United States and Canada formed the Great Lakes Fishery Commission, a binational organization tasked with managing the fishery and, most critically, controlling the sea lamprey population. For decades, this commission has led a multifaceted and highly strategic battle against the invasive parasite, using scientific research to develop effective control methods that have significantly reduced lamprey numbers. The cornerstone of the control program is a chemical treatment using a specially designed substance called a lampricide. Scientists spent years searching for a chemical that would be lethal to lamprey larvae, but mostly harmless to other fish and wildlife. They found success with a compound known as TFM. Periodically, teams of biologists carefully apply this lampricide to the rivers and streams where lamprey larvae are known to live. This targeted approach kills the lampreys during their most vulnerable stage before they can ever mature and migrate to the lakes to prey on fish. This method has been incredibly successful, reducing lamprey populations by over 90% in most areas of the Great Lakes. In addition to chemical treatments, physical barriers play a crucial role in the control strategy. Low-head dams and other specially designed structures are built in key rivers to block the upstream migration of spawning adult lampreys. These barriers prevent the adults from reaching their preferred spawning grounds, effectively breaking their life cycle. Some of these barriers are designed with integrated traps. As the lampreys try to navigate upstream, they are funneled into cages where they can be collected and removed from the ecosystem. This not only reduces the number of spawning adults but also provides valuable data for scientists tracking their populations. The fight against the lamprey is constantly evolving, with scientists exploring new and innovative techniques. One promising area of research involves using the lamprey's own biology against it. Male lampreys release powerful pheromones to attract females to their nests. Scientists are learning how to use these natural chemical signals as bait, luring spawning lampreys into traps or directing them away from suitable habitats. This combination of lampricides, barriers, traps, and cutting-edge biological controls forms a comprehensive defense system. While the sea lamprey will likely never be fully eradicated from the Great Lakes, this ongoing effort has saved the fishery and stands as a major success story in the management of an aquatic invasive species.